This newly built statue just as menacing as the keep down below. The cult of evil chaos has made its arrival known to everyone in the valley. Small, squalid cave entrances dot the ravine walls. These must be the Caves of Chaos, where the cultists and their monster allies have made their base. The door behind you seals shut as you enter. There's now only one way to go: forward. That's fine with you, as this cave is said to contain much treasure. A burly minotaur stands behind a magical barrier, guarding a pile of treasure. Always more, always more, the minotaur snorts. Greed draws you adventurers like moths to the flame. Have fun starving in my cave with the treasure just out of reach. This crest matches one of the sockets on the Minotaur's barrier. There must be more somewhere in the cave. The webs that cover the walls of this part of the cave quiver for an instant. Then, a massive spider lunges out of the shadows. This should be enough crests to fill all of the sockets on the Minotaur's barrier. With all three crests neatly fitted into their sockets, the magical barrier fades. The infuriated Minotaur gives a roar of rage and attacks. The Minotaur's bellows cut short as it collapses. Now the treasure the creature had been guarding is yours for the taking. As you walk deeper into the cave, you hear deep, guttural voices in the distance. You notice a small iron key in the corner of the room. The stout iron lock on this door looks as though it would be impossible to pick. The iron lock creaks as it opens. You hear hurried footsteps approaching. The image of a small silver key is embossed on this surprisingly well-crafted lock. The smell of meat cooking wafts tantalizingly down the corridor. You notice the glint of silver in the far corner of this chamber. As the first lever is pulled, the crystal above it flares into life. As the silver lock clicks open, you hear the muffled voices of bugbears ahead. Huddled humans dressed in rags flinch away from the door as you open it. As the second lever is pulled, you can hear the rumble of the sealed door sliding open. As the door opens, you see several humans in chains crouching against the walls. As you open the door, a massive bugbear growls and attacks. As the chieftain dies, you notice a small ornate key on the table in the far corner of the room. The door to the treasury opens with a satisfying click. The large rusty lock on this chest looks like it could be picked. Fearing for their lives, the people of the keep have asked for your help dealing with 2 orc tribes that dwell inside this cave. Judging from the decor, each direction leads to a different tribe's home. A tripwire snaps, and a gong clangs in response. Several orcs rush around the corner, roused by the alarm. This orc seems fiercer than the rest of the Frost Rager clan. Letting him live will just leave a possible new chief who must be dealt with in the future. This room is where the Frost Rager clan creates its magical concoctions. Best to destroy these now, before they can create more of the deadly and vile substances. The lever clicks into place, and the sound of grinding gears can be heard somewhere in the cave. Grinding gears can be heard once again as a gate opens somewhere in the cave. Small, squalid cave entrances dot the ravine walls. These must be the Caves of Chaos, where the cultists and their monster allies have made their base. You enter the caves, determined to eliminate another threat to the residents of the keep. This heavy, iron-bound door is fitted with an unpickable magical lock. As the last goblin dies, you notice something glittering in the debris under the makeshift wooden walkway. The lock on this stout door does not look pickable. The guardroom door opens with the squeal of metal on metal, rousing the guards on the far side. You hear the squeal of rats from the doorway ahead. The orange crystal flares to life as the lever is pulled. Somewhere in the tunnels, another crystal responds. As the door opens, a small goblin cries out, "Me cheap now! You go away!" The goblin falls. Looking around, you spot an iron key in the back of the chamber. The red crystal begins to glow, and the sound of stone scraping on stone echoes out from the goblin's common area. A foul stench wafts out from this newly opened cavern. The door swings open on well-oiled hinges, startling the hobgoblins on the far side. You hear the sounds of guttural chanting coming from the chamber ahead. A magical barrier seals off the passage. Perhaps the magical runes on the wall are the key to opening it. scrabbling and chittering can be heard from the hallway ahead. A strange creature erupts from the ground as you approach. The umber head crumples to the ground, its heavy carapace clattering on the stones. A massive iron gate bars this passage. This small chamber looks like a safe place to rest. Something about this section of the wall seems off. The wall in the armory slides open, making barely a sound. The hobgoblin chieftain lurches out of his throne with a roar. The hobgoblin chieftain slumps to the ground, dead. Judging from the old bones scattered on the floor, something large and dangerous has lived in this cave for some time. But the flicker of torchlight ahead suggests that there have been some more recent arrivals. As you approach the chest, something drips down from the ceiling. The cult of evil chaos has set up camp in this cave, with the goal of capturing and taming the beast that lives within. The beast that lives inside the cavern must be somewhere beyond this sealed door. With the Beastmaster defeated, you must now confront the creature he tried to tame. You spot skittering vermin inside the cavern chamber ahead. You can also see the nest of something much larger. Ending the cult's plan to make the beast into a weapon they could use against the residents of the valley. Small, squalid cave entrances dot the ravine walls. These must be the Caves of Chaos, where the cultists and their monster allies have made their base. You can see Gnoll guards ahead, blocking the entrance to their camp. Just as you brace yourself for a fight, another Gnoll calls out to you in a shrill voice.
You there! If you're looking for a way inside, I've got just the thing. but I might need something myself.
Eula Bloodgleam, daughter of the Knoll chieftain, has given you a charm of evil chaos to help you infiltrate the camp. She and the Knoll Outlanders want to leave the Borderlands. The guards scramble to let you pass. Just as Eula said, a visitor from the cult of evil chaos commands their attention. You find a stone slab inscribed with Knollish glyphs. After a moment, you're able to decipher the strange writing. You find Rhea Brasstuck's diary hidden in the dirt. It seems Rhea admires Kolva Pebbleskin. Oros Sandcloak lets you in on a secret. Chief Bloodgleam has been lying to the Outlanders about sending their comrades to join the cult. If you can prove that Outlanders are being killed as sacrifices instead, it will destroy their loyalty to the Chief. This tablet belongs to a gnoll named Boomfoot, who claims to know a dark secret about Zark's Soot Club. Talking to Boomfoot could be very useful. You've stumbled across Kolva Pebbleskin's diary. The Outlander writes about losing her lucky rat bone. Finding it might persuade her to join your side. You spot a gemstone ring among the rubble of bones and blood. Oros said Gravemaw always wore a ring like that before he went to serve the cult. This proof of Gravemaw's death will convince the Outlanders once and for all that they should abandon the cult. Boomfoot reveals that Zark Soot Club, the renowned Outlander fighter, can't stand the sight of blood. Time to let Zark know what you know. The Knoll nods in agreement. You've convinced enough Knoll Outlanders to turn against Chief Bloodgleam and her cult. You've convinced members of the tribe to turn against the cult of evil chaos and found proof that Chief Bloodgleam has been lying about sending the Outlanders to work with the cultists. This should be more than enough to create an uprising in the Knoll's ranks. Chief Bloodgleam bellows at the crowd.
You would trust this outsider over your own chief? Have you forgotten everything the cult has done for you idiots?
The Outlanders seem to reconsider, but you have something that will convince them. You hold up Gravemaw's bloody ring and reveal that you found it in the chief's shrine.
Chief said Gravemaw joined the cult! But Gravemaw took that ring! He's dead and will be next!
You think you've won against the onslaught of Knoll cultists, but you look around at the blood-stained earth. Not a single cultist remains standing. The Outlanders cheer, relieved that they can finally leave the Borderlands behind.
Those fools! I can't believe they took the bait!
Eula stands beside Oro, who laughs with her. There must be more to these two than it initially seemed. With Chief Bloodbloom and the other cultists out of the way, Eula and Oro can finally escape into the wilds together. As they turn to leave, Eula tells you to hold on to the charm of evil chaos she gave you, in case you need help defeating the rest of the cult.